snow isn't only cold, wet, and annoying, it's also a magician hiding things that are in plain sight. And the result of that magic trick could leave you trapped. We're just sitting here kind of floating backwards down the Red River like you do on a Wednesday morning. I'm joined by Christine Holland, the Executive Director of River Keepers. And you can really see the pupils changing shape really quickly in Diego. Why is that? I've changed my diet a lot in the last year and a half, but I'm still a really lazy person. So here are some of the simple things that I rely on to eat healthier. We're doing a decent job then, at least.
Oh yes, you guys are staying within the lines, and I love that.
That's a
I feel
charitable
like that.
I gotta wait a couple days before I think about whether or not I'm gonna adopt, but yeah, you're pretty special, aren't you? We'll have one last check of the weather after the break. Taking some of the advice right now, just kind of sitting and relaxing. And if you would like to relax, Sway Day 2017 is from 2 to 5 tomorrow afternoon. Most of my life, I did everything I could to avoid being healthy. I eat everything in front of me. Don't believe me? Just ask my parents.
You like to eat your pizza. We used to tease you that we put pizza sauce in your baby bottles.
Your appetite started when you were months old.
It was obvious to them there was a problem early on. I didn't exercise unless I was forced to.
We enrolled you in karate when you were 4 because you were heavier than you should be, and we thought that you needed to get some exercise.
At least I enjoyed the screaming. Until recently, even when I tried, I sucked at it. Dang, I'm smooth. But my parents were right. I was not healthy. I just didn't listen.
You were a kid. You can't tell kids anything. They got to learn on your own, which you did.
Problems were creeping up. I broke into a sweat just sitting down. I had high blood pressure. My knee was messed up from carrying my weight. I was about 360 pounds. Even for a 6'6" guy, that's not good. So about a year and a half ago, I took that first terrifying step. I went to the doctor. It wasn't easy. It's Wednesday night at the Cass County Jail. Dozens of inmates are hustling in to hear Adam Martin and his friends.
Good seeing you again, my friend.
With the F5 project. These inmates are here for a reason. Decisions and mistakes they've made in the past.
Raise your hand if you're an addict or an alcoholic. Right.
People like Jan Michael Wangstad. He's been in jail since March of 2016 when he fired a shot towards West Fargo police at a motel, setting off a standoff. He was already a convicted child sex offender and bank robber.
The state of mind I was in when it happened, I was suicidal. I didn't care what happened.
But he's come to every F5 meeting at the jail since they started, more than a year ago.
It's one of those things that I've literally said to myself a few times that I was thankful to be in jail for.
The F5 program teaches felons how to readjust to society.
He's had lawyers come in, he's had people from human resources come in and help us with jobs.
Martin pledges to help them find everything they need to rebuild their lives if they hustle with him. Housing, transportation, a job. His end goal is to help them start their own businesses.
There was a fine line between being an entrepreneur and being a felon.
That may sound weird on the surface, but he has a reason for saying that. He says stealing and other criminal activities are, in a way, a form of entrepreneurship.
People, in my mind, true entrepreneurs, right? Because they figured out how to make money with nothing.
But why does he so readily have the undivided attention of a room full of felons? People not known for cordial relationships with authority figures. Once, he was the one in the orange jumpsuit, too. A life he built after starting abusing drugs and alcohol in middle school.
Next thing I know, I'm 31 years old and I got 5 felonies on my record, been in and out of jail my whole life.
Once he made the final commitment to turn his life around, he assembled a crew of mentors around him to help stay clean.
We just started a kind of a lifelong process together to not go back to jail.
After rebuilding his own life, it's a process he repeated on a larger scale when he started visiting jails. He wanted to provide more than what was available for inmates. His message is getting through.
Because now I know I'm not alone. You know what I mean? I'm not getting out of here alone, which if it wasn't for this, I probably would be.
It's grown quickly from 7 that first meeting to more than 50 a pop now. F5 is also caught on outside of jail walls. Awards from the governor followed. And Martin says multiple times judges have released defendants from custody or reduced sentences simply because they're in F5. A sign they're hustling.
It's a lot better than when I used to go to court.
The project has stretched into the community with F5 houses, opened out of necessity.
When they would call us, I would pick them up, we'd run around, look for a job, and then I would always have to take them to the shelter. and that was the last time that I would hear from him.
There are now 7 homes, including one in Bismarck, housing about 35 men and women hoping to get back on their feet. People like James Williams, fresh out of a halfway house.
Basically denied housing from over 20 different people in the last 3 months.
He admits he's an addict who stole and ended up in jail. Now he's in an environment where he's held accountable and has the support of everyone around him.
We're stronger as a team. Trying to walk alone out there it's almost impossible. It really is.
That strength comes through in house meetings where there's no judgment.
Really grateful that we get to do this once a week and everybody shows up.
Regardless of struggles,
I get through that last little barrier, and I got a push yesterday from Adam here.
or triumphs.
So tomorrow I got a new job starting.
Homes that welcome felons aren't always in the best of condition, but that's just another chance for these felons to hustle.
Our guys stepped up to the plate and fixed about 50% of those things, so it didn't cost too much for our landlords.
One of the guys who lives in this F5 house was going to show us the work they put into repairing the homes. A guy named Mike was going to demonstrate by fixing the staircase in one of the women's houses. But now he's unable to because Mike actually got a job this week and he's too busy. But that goes to show you the determination and hustle that these people have when it comes to rebuilding their lives.
They treat that entrepreneur lifestyle in helping with others.
It hasn't been an entirely smooth ride. Controversy popped up this year over whether or not the project was adhering to the city ordinance that limited to 3 non-relatives in a single residence. Problems, Martin says, are behind them.
We had all the houses inspected. They found out that all the residential codes were within what they were supposed to be.
He says rumors spread that neighbors didn't want felons living around. That's part of his mission, reducing the stigma felons have.
I'm seeing Fargo come together. I think people are starting to take the label off the felon, the addict, and realize that we are human beings.
These guys, they say they're hustling and say that it's easier for people with rough pasts to make something of themselves, thanks to Adam Martin.
We're going to show people that this is what F5 is about. This is what that refresh button on your keyboard is all about. This is about mentoring people. This is about felons helping felons. You just got it, didn't you?
Looks like they get it. In Fargo, Adam Ladwig, KVRR Local News.